Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of FSEconomy with me, Herd 37. So I was looking around for some jobs, and I did find one with a caravan. Unfortunately, I think we have to use the default caravan, if I remember correctly. The one from Coronado, the Grand Caravan extended version, I don't think actually works, so we're going to have to fly that caravan. But we're over at KXMR. It's Cape Canaveral, the skid strip at Cocoa Beach, Florida, in the U.S. And I actually have a fair amount of passengers. We're going to go over to Tampa, KTPA, and we actually have 12 people, so we have one seat available. That's all right. Almost a full flight. All right, let's go ahead and look over here at Flight Sim Commander. Look at the wind. From all the stations, it's basically coming from the northeast. So we're actually going to take off. Let me zoom in here. On runway 31, be most into the wind that I think we can get. And let's go look at Tampa. There's unfortunately no wind reading at Tampa, but it's all coming from the east-northeast, mainly around here. So I thought we would just land on, on here it's listed as 36 right, but I think it's actually 1 right. It's a localizer. It doesn't have ILS. I think it's like the only one that doesn't have ILS. It's the one we're going to land on. And we're not going to use the ATC on landing because I don't want them telling us a different runway or anything. We'll go over here to AirNav, and you can see 1 right. They actually do list it as 1 and not 36 right. But the elevation is 17.7 feet. Like I said, it's a localizer approach, not ILS. When we look at the chart, we come over here. We're not going to do the holding pattern. We want to be at 2,600 feet at, I guess you could say, Inez, and then 1,300 at Zelto, and then down onto the runway. It's a 3.5, as you can see at the, on the glide slope. 8,300 feet long, 20 feet is the elevation of the actual runway. 26 is the actual airport. There you go. So with that, I don't know. I didn't actually check the plane. It's got 16% fuel, huh? Probably might need some. Yeah, it uses 50 an hour, and it's got 54. So it basically has an hour's worth. It's 182 knots. I don't think it'll actually be quite that fast. Geez, it's always right on the borderline, isn't it? Uses 50 an hour, and we got just over an hour's worth of fuel. Kind of wonder whether or not I really want to fill it up. I mean, at 100 knots, it's going to go well over 100 knots, so I don't think we'll actually need any. I'm going to attempt this thing without adding any fuel. So with that, we can go ahead and move on over to the plane. Alright everybody, here we are at the plane. There is actually no parking areas. You have to start off on either 13 or 31. Since we're taking off of 31, obviously I started that. And the plane is running in, there's, I don't know, starting it up is very odd because not all the switches work and everything, so I just kind of left it starting, or left it running. So we'll go over here, go ahead and start flight. Alright, it's good. Now I didn't notice this, but up on the thing, add-ons, it actually has FSEconomy right there. I had not noticed that. But I turned on the taxi light. Now it's the one I remember. You can't turn it off apparently. Landing lights are on, navigation lights on, strobe is on. I think that's all we got. Stall. Yeah, we've got pitot heat. It's kind of odd. Go ahead and put out a notch of flaps. And we'll hit up ATC here. So they have ground? Are you kidding me? Alright, we're not going to talk to ground. How would you have ground on here? There's no, I don't know. You start off at a runway. You really need ground? I don't know. Kind of weird. Alright, let me actually bring this up. I can't even remember. It's been so long since we've been in the plane. I'm going to go ahead and put this to 6,500 to begin with. Alright, so go ahead and go. Okay, so the heading, I didn't write down the heading for this runway. Put it right there. Alright. Just go ahead and get on out of here. Not quite full power. Airspeed's alive. Some move to the right on me. We can go ahead and rotate. Obviously no gear to retract. Go ahead and retract the flaps. Roll to our left. I don't know why the course button is blinking at me. It's just kind of a bug. Trim this out a little better. Come on, thing. We're sitting so high up in the seat, can't see anything. So I think, is that Cape Canaveral, the actual Cape Canaveral? Can't remember, I haven't, isn't it on the missions when you're down here, I think? One of those missions, protecting the space shuttle or something, you're in a jet. Let me get rid of this. Go ahead and hit autopilot. Let's see. I might have to use heading first. So I forget how to turn it over. I think you have to pop up one of the panels. There you go. That'll switch it to GPS. Now we can switch it to nav and altitude, 6,500 feet. It's going to climb at 1,000 feet a minute, which is exactly what we were doing. Just 105 miles out, 49 minutes to get there. So we should have enough fuel. It's just kind of worrisome. I mean, it's just barely enough fuel. It's 261. I feel really odd going back to some of these default planes. It's just a very odd feeling. Let's take a look outside. I don't know, is that Cape Canaveral? I'm not even sure what the skid strip is. Going to Tampa. I think I actually have scenery for Tampa, but I don't have it installed. I can't remember if I have scenery for it or not. Let's see, we're low on fuel. Go ahead and lean this out a little bit to help us. Alright, well, I guess I'll go ahead and speed it up here. That looks really odd. It seems so barren, a lot of that area, which you wouldn't think it would be. I guess there's a bunch of houses over here. Alright, well, I'm going to go ahead and speed her up, and I'll be back in just a little bit. Alright everybody, I'm going to slow it down right here. We're at 40 miles out. I'm going to go ahead and select the approach. Let's see, is it going to call it 1 right or 36 right? Okay, a localizer. 36 right. Let me see something else though. That vectors, I think we want LAL, Lakeland. Actually, I think we want Muti. Just like Muti. Because we're supposed to be at 2,600 feet. Activate that approach. It's saying we're 42 miles away from Muti. Like I say, we want to be at 2,600 feet. So we got 40 miles in which to get down to 2,600. So about 6,000 feet. We don't need to descend all that quick. Let me see something though. Select the approach because I want to see what it says. Localizer 36 right. It just gives vectors. Alright, so Muti it is. Like I said, 2,600 feet. Probably descended a little too quick. Just start enriching the mixture a little bit. Well, by the looks of it, we'll have enough fuel. though obviously we don't have a ton, but we should have enough to get there. Probably shouldn't have descended quite yet. Move up to 400. I guess it's just a quick trip, you know, from one side of the state across to the other, one ocean to the other. Pretty quick trip in a freaking plane, like a caravan, Grand Caravan. Right, 25 miles out, and we got about, what, 2,500 to go. I show you something about 3,000. So we're going down to 2,600. $2,400 feet to go and 20 miles. Enrich us a little more. I want to see if it has the... Yeah, see, we won't... I don't want to do that, to be quite honest. The thing is, it doesn't seem to move to the... I don't know how to move it to the next waypoint. To say, hey, you know, we don't need to do the go around, or not the go around, but I just don't know how to move it around. Because you can see, there's a naze right there. We want to be at 2,600 at a naze as well. Go ahead and enrich this. 1,000 feet to go and 10 miles. One thing we can do, 111.95. Let me slow this down. Because the localizer is 111.95. So let's put that in here. I think we can bring it up. Shit, is it 2? Yeah. 111.95. Switch that over. And might as well do it here as well. 111.95. Alright, put that into 100%. Alright, we're at 3,000 feet. Like I said, 2,600 is where we're going. Then it's to a naze. Can't tell if they got Zelto on there or not. Like, see, how do you... See, I don't want to do the hold. I want to go straight to an A's. I don't know how to, I don't know that you can do anything. I'm almost a little worried that we may not have enough fuel for the holding pattern. Coming up on 2,600 feet. Oh, look at this guy. Look at that guy. I'm trying to think, maybe we should slow down and use our heading and just go straight over to an A's. Should be a heading of 006. I turned a little late if we were going to do that. It's just 007 now. And we can use the localizer to get lined up. I'm guessing that's where that plane was going as well. We're gonna have to come out to the right a little bit more. I don't know if that's us or not. Kind of thinking it is. Like I said, 2,600 at Addons is where we want to be at. And then down to 1,300 at Zelto. It doesn't show Zelto on here. I don't think that is us. I don't know who that is. KTPF is, I'm guessing, who that is. Start coming back over a little bit. There's a 7. I'm guessing that's us right there. Can't really see the runway. Alright, and now we need to get down to 1,300. Let's go back over here. Turn it over to nav. Hit nav over here, get ourselves all lined up. Pull back on the thrust a little bit more. Looks like we're pretty much on the glide slope. Only thing is, this thing's default descent rate is 1,000 feet a minute. Like I said, 1,300 feet, but that's at Zelto, and I don't see Zelto on here. Have to pull back on the thrust a little bit more to get our speed down so we can get our flaps out and everything. Let this go all the way down. Now we can get our flaps out. And get back on the thrust a little more. Not too much on the throttle here. Notch of flaps. I can't remember if this one has 2 or 3. I think it has 3. Yeah. Alright, so full flaps. Slow her on down a little bit. I feel like we're getting too low. Yeah, we were. I'm gonna go ahead and click off the autopilot. There we go. Bring that speed down just a little bit. Touch too high. Come on down. Came in a little high, or a little quick. So it went a little long. Some activity over here. Not sure exactly where we should go. I'll come over here to the right. They'll probably tell us that we need to go over to the left.
Tampa ground, landmark 1123, request taxi to parking. Landmark 1123, taxi to general aviation parking. Using taxiway, November.
Acknowledge that.
General aviation
Turn on the
parking.
progressive taxi.
Using
Oh,
taxiway,
did we
November.
guess right?
Landmark 1123.
Stop that. Oh man, that's crazy if we actually got that right. Actually, let's use the pop-up panel. It's actually a little bit easier. Landing lights and strobe come off. Alright. Easy there, plane. Taxi too fast. I'm surprised we guessed right. I think that's like the second time in 3 years I've guessed right. So I wonder, it's just down here, I don't really know. Looks like it maybe goes to the left out here. And we had plenty of fuel. Glad we didn't put any, although I was just going to put like a little bit in, but maybe like 10 gallons or so. It would cost us like 40 bucks. 40 bucks for a little peace of mind, but in the end I guess it was worth not doing. Looks like a nice day in Tampa, though. Oh, come on, plane. We're gonna go. Take my hands off. I'm getting too quick. Why does it bring us to a weird area like this? Just like over to this building. It seems kind of random. This one parking space in front of this one building. I'm guessing there might have been somewhere a little closer. Need a vehicle to come pick up my passengers. Easy. Alright, parking brake is on. Wonder if it's still up there. I guess you can just cancel it. It's probably an easier way to cancel it. Put the fuel. Nav, beacon, and taxi light. I'm not going to worry about everything else. Like, half the switches don't even work. Maybe even more than that. So, with that though, we'll go over to FSEconomy and in the flight. Alright everybody, we'll go over to the log, YT Flyers. Running some good money for that. The income was $7,659. We were renting a plane at $525 an hour, rented it for 52 minutes. So it's cost us $416.98. Fuel cost us $167.06. We paid $765.90 for the ground crew fee. And so that totaled $932.96. Nothing on the distance bonus. And that's kind of weird that it was zero. But, yeah, so the total earnings were $6,265.06. $1,670.06 went over to YT Flyers, and $4,595 went to me. In fact, I was looking at this earlier. We by the way, have leased a 182 Skylane from one of our players, Ivan Friends. Hope I said Ivan right. I don't know if, I think that's how he would pronounce it. But man, look at our little Cessna, man. We got a little bit of a problem with that. We're gonna have to spend some money. How do I look this up? can't remember exactly. I think right here it is, actually. Is this what I'm looking for? I don't think this is it, actually. It's going to cost us a bunch of money because, yeah, since we have to do the 100-hour pretty soon, which is just a little bit of money, I can't find out where that is. We're listed how much it's going to cost because we have to overhaul the engine, I guess. So here, it's going to cost a bunch of money because the TBO to be overhauled, I think, is how that is. It's going to cost us a bunch. Yeah, 1,500. Actually, but is that 137? Because I thought it said we were getting close to having to do that. Now that I look at it, it's 137 hours, right? So maybe not. Because it actually is quite expensive. I don't have to worry about all the GPS and everything. Engine replacement. See, I don't know why it would be engine replacement. It just needs to be overhauled. But I don't think we have to overhaul it, actually. It's 1,500. I was thinking it was, we're getting 13 hours away, but we're not. So I think we're alright with that, actually. Because you can see it's quite expensive. I mean, the cheapest one was like $23,500. I was like, man, we just bought the thing. But I think we'll be alright. We just have to do the 100-hour pretty soon. Which is nothing. What is it? 100-hour check? Yeah, it's like, we can get it done for $1,139. I mean, that's less than one flight, so that's nothing. We can go over and look at the banking. YT Flyers, yeah, we're already over $10,000. Actually, over, getting close to 13. 1670. 06. Yeah, almost to 12,000. Go ahead and move mine over as well. 45.95. Yeah, so YT Flyers not doing too bad. We've got I think there's about 7 or 8 of us now. Like I always say, if you guys want to join, just hit us up here, YT Flyers on FSEconomy. And that's going to be it for this episode, everybody. I hope you all did enjoy it. I'll catch you guys on the next flight.